Welcome back, friends. Mark Peotter here. I've got to talk to you more about my love for the flute. When I was young, I had piano lessons from my parents, and I was about 9 years old, and I was playing the piano, kind of enjoying it, not a big deal. And then when I reached about 10 or 11 years old, I really wanted to play the flute. Largely my inspiration was listening to Jethro Tull on the radio. When I got old enough to buy my own vinyl records, one of the early albums that I bought was from Tim Weisberg. A few years later, I started listening to Hubert Laws, and I thought, now this is it. This is great music. And then I found out about Jean-Pierre Rampal, who did a flute suite with Claude Bolling. All of these were inspirations to me as a flute player and still are to this day. So now I am working on making my own album of flute music, and I hope to release it later this year, and I hope that you will enjoy it. So I got to set up my workspace. I'm going to remove this particular mic adapter and set up a boom. This is a really cool product, by the way. This is made by Onstage Stands, and it's just it's about 12 inches of a boom or so. What I love about it are these detents in here. So when you get it where you want it, you set it and it won't move. You know, it's not like those friction-based ones that you tighten it up and then the microphone just droops down. This locks in place. Of course, there is a small danger of tipping the stand over from the weight of the microphone. Let me show you the counterweight that I use on the stand. Yeah, so here's the base of my mic stand. And I'm just going to take another mic stand that's kind of heavy. It's probably about 3 or 4 pounds, and put it on the back of that, and it just kind of helps it to stay in place. Pop filter, this is highly recommended. I'll just get that right in front of the screen. When I am setting up the microphone to record flute, I prefer it to be right in front of my mouth. Most of the sound comes out of the blowhole, and I'm just going to get it right up close to the mic in front of my windscreen. Okay? And I'm just going to play right here, much like a singer sings into the microphone. It gives a very personal, up-close recording. I did a recording session with a man once where he wanted the microphone to be in the middle of my flute, near my left hand. I didn't like it, but that was his preference, so we have to go with that. And what you hear this way is you just don't hear the flute directly in your ear. You hear it like it's a little bit, I guess, like you're sitting next to the person. When setting up my compressor, this is my favorite setting for most of my vocals and flute and saxophone. They're all pretty close to what you're looking at here. The input level is right in the middle here, or 0. The preamp EQ is flat. It doesn't have any effect. And then over here we have the threshold at -10. Again, that's in the center of its zone. The gain reduction, or the amount of compression, is set to 3:1. That's my favorite for vocals and instruments, most instruments. Then over here, the de-esser doesn't count. I'm not using it, so it's set to nothing. Over here we have the output, and the output is at 0. So mostly what I mess around with is the input level, the output level, and then if I still don't like what I'm doing, then I will adjust the threshold or the compression. But usually this is the right levels. And then you can see here that we're going to get a good signal from channel 3. That's the channel we're using. and we want to make sure that it does not go up to red. Okay, a good recording level for your computer is right around the -6. I saw another guy's video where he prefers -12. I like -6. And let's try the flute right now. And there you go. I think that's going to work. I've already recorded many tracks, background tracks, drums, bass, and the melody on both the regular flute and an alto flute. This is the song playing right now. And what I want to do today is record harmony notes to the melody. Alright, so here comes the harmony part. 1, 2, 1. Well, I think this is going to be a lot of fun when it's all done. Alright, so here comes the harmony part. 1, 2. When it's all done.